Okay, I finally feel like I've caught up a little bit, and now we can talk about Alabama versus Fresno State, and yeah, then Alabama be playing Colorado State. I'll try to get that video up soon too, but we'll see. I'm probably gonna be on a one video a week thing, probably in the coming weeks, coming months. We'll just see how it goes, but let's just jump right into it. It's gonna be a single segment. Alabama versus Fresno State, the whole game, because there wasn't as much to see as the Florida State game, obviously, but still some things that I want to point out. So let's go. First quarter, Bama gets the ball first, starting out with a shotgun formation, three wide receivers and one tight end. Cam Sims is in the slot, and so immediately we do a quick screen to Cam Sims for 18 yards. He makes his guy miss and he keeps going. So you're gonna see this theme here. You're gonna see this thing that what's the thing? Fresno State played just far off and back the whole game. I mean, they were afraid of Alabama's skill position, talent, and speed, and so they stayed back and they wanted to come up and make tackles, and not allow guys to make them miss and get down the field. And actually, for a good bit of the game, they actually did a good job of making their tackle. So I got to give them credit. They didn't want to get beat over the top, and they really didn't. And some of you were like, well, we wanted to see Jalen throw down the field. There's no point of throwing down the field when you got DBs playing 9 yards off your receiver. There's no way you're going to get a deep touchdown or deep throws like that. So that was actually one of the reasons why the game, you saw a lot of quick, short passes. Also, just some things before I continue. What do I say here? Oh, the front seven in this game, because of the injuries to Rashaan Evans, Anthony Jennings, Christian Miller, Terrell Lewis, and none of them played, of course, because two of them out for the season, and two of them are dealing with minor, or not minor, but injuries that will keep them out for a couple weeks or so. A lot of young guys played. True freshman Chris Allen played. Dylan Moses got a lot of snaps. You saw Jamie Mosley get a lot more snaps. So their youth and learning how to, fit the gaps, play the QB draws, play the options, it showed in this game. If they made a lot of mistakes, gave up a lot of holes and gaps in them, and it didn't produce big yardage for Fresno State, but you can definitely see where the youth and inexperience came into play, which is why Nick wants to get these guys on the field more. So that's something to keep in mind. But anyway, here's one thing I found an interesting stat. They brought it up. I think they said Bama has allowed the fewest defensive touchdowns since 2009. That's amazing. The fewest defensive touchdowns since 2009. I believe the number was like 153 or something like that. And the next closest team, I think, is close to 200 or at 200, something like that. I don't know the exact number. You can go back and look at it yourself. It was somewhere around the 4 minutes, somewhere in the 4-minute mark of the first quarter that you can go look at it. But it was crazy. Fewest touchdowns since 2009. Back to the game. 14 minutes, 35 seconds. The QB option, we did a QB option here, and it's just making it look easy. Jalen Hurts did. He's just it's the second play from scrimmage. He has a natural stride. He definitely looks like he runs that 4.48, and he ran 55 yards for the touchdown. I mean, he looked like a running back out there. Took off, picked his hole, ran up the field. Excellent play. Underrated was that Hale Hint gets the tight end, and the wide receivers did a great job blocking. They kind of set themselves up, got in the way of the defensive backs, and made a hole for Jalen to run through. Great job. 14 minutes, 40. Oh, wait. Where am I? Oh, there it is. 14 minutes, 21 seconds on the clock here. Sean Dion Hamilton and Keith Holcomb are at the field at linebacker. Oh, and this is something that I noticed as well. Keith Holcomb is probably more of the. Let me see. Did I put this at the end of my notes? Am I going to save this later? Well, I'll tell you now. Keith Holcomb, he's more of our coverage linebacker. He seems to be the best coverage linebacker on the team. Not best coverage linebacker on the team. He's a better coverage linebacker than Mac Wilson. I should say that. That's what I meant to say. Sean Dion Hamilton is the best coverage linebacker on the team. Because he's one that starts in a dime package. But the reason why I bring up Keith Holcomb is because he started out this game here at the will linebacker position next to Sean Dion Hamilton. because the Fresno State came out wanting to spread the ball out, meaning that they were going to pass, meaning we were expecting, we wanted to get our best pass defending linebackers, best coverage linebackers on the field. Mac Wilson is definitely a good run stopper, can chase the ball, but because Keith Holcomb comes in during for sure passing situations, I have the natural conclusion that Keith Holcomb is the better coverage linebacker. It showed by his jump on the ball last week and almost getting the interceptions, and he just judges the ball well. And I'm assuming Mac Wilson probably has some areas to grow in that. But we also saw from Mac Wilson last week that he knows how to read the quarterback's eyes and jump the ball. So I'm very, very excited for the linebacker position going forward. And also, Minka Fitzpatrick is that star here. So, and Levi Wallace is that field cornerback. So he definitely seems to have taken a hold of that job over Trayvon Diggs, which I love. Good job, Levi. The D line here pushed the pocket really easy here for Alabama. And I don't really know. It was just like a simple play here. We pushed the pocket and just kind of moved on. 13 minutes, 50 seconds. Minka Fitzpatrick shows a blitz late. He kind of shows that he's coming up late. And Raekwon Davis is in to start the game. I think he was in on the first play as well. Raekwon Davis, Deshaun Hand, and Minka Fitzpatrick make the tackle. They really got into the backfield here and got the stop. 13 minutes, 9 seconds. Bama tries a stunt with Deshaun Hand and whoever's on that left side over there. But it was clumsy. It didn't really get much going on. They kind of struggled here. Fresno State QB, he had some time, but then he had an inaccurate pass leading to an incompletion. So he actually missed an opportunity there to make a play. 12 minutes, 49 seconds. The DBs, like I said, Alabama's back on the ball now. The DBs for Fresno State are playing way off. Like I said, way off on Calvin Ridley specifically. So Hurts, he's like, well, this is just a check to a hitch route. So he immediately goes there for Calvin Ridley for a 7-yard hitch. When it's that easy, you just got to take it. No need to force the ball anywhere else. When it's that easy, you just got to take it. 12 minutes, 25 seconds. Screen pass to Damian Harris. It got blown up because these Fresno State defenders, number 9 and number 91, they impressed me in this game. I saw them do a lot, and I'll mention their names a few times. But defensive tackle number 91, he read it well. He saw it coming, and he came up and popped Harris, popped the block. I was like, man, good job of diagnosing that play. 11 minutes, 53 seconds. Fresno State tries a blitz, and they I don't know what I wrote here, but they try a blitz and they play man coverage. I don't know what I wrote. I don't understand how that's supposed to be man. But they play man coverage here, and the blitz inside, it leaves a gap that Hurts can't help but take, because when the inside guy blitzed, he blitzed in a way where the Alabama offensive line was able to push him to the side, and that left just a humongous hole right up the middle that Jalen Hurts, with his speed and with his athleticism, you just have to take that scramble, and he did, and he got some good yardage from that play. I must be tired today. Must be tired. He got a first down. And like I said, it's too easy of a first down to risk that pass. Now, 11 minutes, 25 seconds. There's a stretch run right for Damian Harris, who got 9 yards. Henry Ruggs and Devontae Smith, they're already in the game, so we're just getting some reps for these younger guys already. So that's good stuff here. Now, 10 minutes, 50 seconds is an RPO, which is a run-pass option. Either that or it was a predetermined screen pass to Cam Sims, but I believe it was a run-pass option. And he got the first down here. It was too easy. He just needed a couple yards. Swing the ball out to the receiver, let him get it. They were playing off, so you just got to keep feeding it quickly, getting that first down. Too easy not to take. Fresno's playing their DBs way off. This is where I really noted it here. I'm like, just keep playing just off, really far off. 10 minutes, 23 seconds. What we did, a swing pass. Jalen Hurts did a swing pass to Bo Scarborough for about 7 yards. And like I said, Fresno's still playing off. So it was like, dump the ball short. Let your skill position guys make the play. And Fresno was content with just giving up, these few yards at a time, making Alabama go down the field instead of giving up big plays. And like I said, they stuck true to their game plan. Hurts also threw this swing pass perfectly. Remember I told you guys in the first game, that first throw he did on the swing to Bo, You have to throw the ball out in front of your running back so they don't have to flip around and turn around to catch the ball, so they have to turn back around and slow down the momentum. Hurts once again threw the ball to where the running back was able to keep his momentum and keep running upfield. That is a great throw. That is an underrated throw. It is hard to make, and Jalen has really shown progress in it. 9 minutes, 45 seconds. Fresno played press man, so they finally played some press coverage here, and Jalen saw it immediately. Jalen noticed it. They were playing off, now they're playing man. And they were playing press coverage on Calvin Ridley, of all people. It's crazy. Hurts saw it and decided to go there, of course. He saw it in the pocket, and he's like, you know what, that's the matchup I want to take advantage of. It's predetermined. I'm going to hit it. The pocket was nice. Jalen had time. But Jalen, in my opinion, threw this ball way too safe. It was a safe throw. It couldn't be intercepted. He threw it safely up the field and outside. Like I said, that's good placement. That's good placement, but maybe just too conservative. Too conservative. You got to be aggressive with that throw. You got to let Ridley fight for it, at least in my opinion. He threw it so safely that it was too high and outside to where Ridley couldn't get a hand on the ball. There's nothing he can do to really get there. Uh, it I would have liked to seen this ball lower and not necessarily more inside, but just lower because Ridley had a chance to just attack the ball with his hands and just get a big play down the field. But like I said, I believe Jalen was being safe with the ball here and just throwing it up the field uh, and basically too high, but definitely on the outside, which is where you want it. But I would like to see him be a bit more aggressive, especially when you're playing DBs who may not be able to athletically match up either way, and your receiver can just wrestle the ball away from them regardless. It's like Fresno State. Those DBs can't beat Ridley one-on-one. So that's just something to see in the future, to see how often he lets his receiver just fight for the ball rather than throw it perfectly sometimes. 9 minutes, 38 seconds left. It was a called QB option. But the Fresno State D-line, they won the line of scrimmage here. So we actually lost the line of scrimmage. I'm like what? This is not supposed to be happening. And I think it was Lester Cotton's fault here. I think Lester Cotton should have gotten the defensive lineman number 44 or linebacker, whoever he was, but he didn't. And that caused immediate contact to be made in the backfield. Jalen was like running. He's getting hit immediately. Just keep on yawning here. And that may be the reason why I think Lester Cotton, I have to verify, but one of you put, I think, War Agony down there in the comments, said that Lester Cotton has been removed from the starting lineup, and I believe Jedrick Wells is now be a right tackle, and Matt Womack will be a right guard. I'll check on that and I'll let you know. So that's going to be interesting. 9 minutes, 5 seconds left. It's 4th and 1 here. 4th and 1 for Alabama. 2 tight ends, single back run for Bo Scarborough. So I like that. We have an I formation, or at least under center. We're under center. Got 2 tight ends again, following that New England Patriots idea. And just a single back run. I like it. Just keep on doing it. It was a first down. 8 minutes, 42 seconds. Jalen Hurts and Bo Scarborough, they call out the blitz. They both got their hands up and they're looking. And he actually shifts Bo Scarborough from set right. Or did he shift him to? So yeah, he shifts himself set right from set left. So they identify the blitz, and he moves his guy over so they can get the protection. That's really smart. That's just something quarterbacks need to do. So it shows you that Jalen knows what he's looking at when he sees the defense. Good job. Great protection from the line as Hurts calmly hit Hale Hinkes on a wide open streak for a 23-yard touchdown. I mean, by shifting, the tight end shifted over too. So he shifted Bo Scarborough from set left to set right, and the tight end shifted from H-back from the left side to tight end on the right side, and just ran a streak up the middle of the field. Touchdown. That easy. And I would say, just being a little nitpicky here, it's nitpicky because he hit him in motion. He did hit him in motion. The tight end didn't have to stop, and he was able to keep running to the end zone. But I will say that this ball could have been up the field more, and where to the tight end could have caught it overhead while running instead of having to kind of do this and catch the ball and keep running. He could have caught the ball like this. That type of placement makes a big difference on some plays between a touchdown and and being tackled short, because you have to kind of turn around for it a little bit and keep running, whereas it's overhead, you're able to keep running and just catch the ball out in front of you. So I would have liked to see that ball like that, but nonetheless, it was still in stride, running to the end zone. That's not a bad throw. That's the type of throw, actually, when he hit this tight end on, the type of throw I would have liked to see him thrown to Ridley, maybe a little bit higher, but which is about how high as he threw it. The type of throw I would like to see him throw to Ridley on the play down the field, because that would have gave Ridley a chance to fight for it over the DB, whereas he threw it so safe that it was up the field and really high into the outside. So it depends on what you want your quarterback to do or what your quarterback feels comfortable doing. So I'm just seeing things that, that may or may not talk with him about. Now, 7 minutes, 47 seconds. Mac Wilson in on defense for Alabama. So like I said, he plays more to run. We're respecting run. Here's a guy to man. Also wanted to get, Holcomb some rest. Rotate these guys in the front seven. Get everybody their experience. Fresno State tries motion here, and they did a quick screen, but it was ineffective as Minka Fitzpatrick, he just kind of bullied the wide receiver who was trying to block him. He pushed him into the path of the screen pass, and it disrupted the receiver. No catch. That is how you defend the screen. Great job, Mika. 7 minutes, 34 seconds. Another inaccurate pass for the Fresno State QB on a short route. So he actually missed about 2, 3, or 4 short passes today just from inaccuracy, just accuracy issues that should not happen for your quarterback, which is weirdly enough, I don't know if this was the same guy because they do alternate quarterbacks, but I feel like this guy, I think it was Virgil at this moment. He actually at other times threw some really impressive balls, which was what made this very confusing for me. And I was like, what? Like, this guy at times makes throws that pros make, and then other times you're missing the easiest short pass. Let's see. I noticed that Keith Holcomb, yeah, this is where I noticed it for sure, that he comes in on the passing downs with Sean Deon Hamilton, and Mac Wilson leaves. Um, I just think he's a better coverage linebacker than Mac Wilson. 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Christopher Allen, who's number 4, so VC4, that's Christopher Allen, the true freshman out of Baton Rouge, at linebacker, outside linebacker, and Dylan Moses is in. They both came in at linebacker, but it was a penalty, and because of the inexperience here, I think what happened? Did they jump off sides? No. They were trying to. It was too many men in substitution infraction. They didn't know who was supposed to be on the field. That's youth. The older guys wouldn't have that penalty. 6 minutes, 56 seconds. Fresno State actually did a nice job of run blocking for about 4 yards here. So they actually got some pretty good push on that deep line. So I'm seeing this youth, not fitting their gaps well. They got to learn. They got to play. They got to learn how to do it somewhere. 6 minutes, 22 seconds. Bad time for Alabama blitzing. The Alabama blitzed here for both of their inside linebackers. And that blitz actually left open the middle of the field. As Florida State was doing a wide receiver screen, they was able to escape the initial pressure, and he ran into the open space vacated by the now empty space where the linebackers were. It gets nice yardage as a result. They actually get pretty far down the field. What happened? Oh yeah, 6 minutes. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. I don't know how Deron Payne ended up so far back from the line of scrimmage. He was about 5 yards back from the line of scrimmage. And I'm like, do you get blocked back there? You too big and strong to be getting knocked 5 yards back or to be playing the ball that complacently. And they were able to get a 5-yard gain on their run because of it. So that was weird. 5 minutes, 23 seconds. Good push up front, especially up the middle from Fresno State line. They were actually getting some nice. They were running the ball better than Florida State was, which is crazy at this point, for about 45 yards. 4 minutes, 41 seconds. They try a QB bootleg, but Jamie Mosley played it really well. He stayed disciplined, saw the quarterback rolling out right. He played it with discipline and forced a fourth down play, had to kick a field goal. If not for the 2 penalties after the first 2 plays on this drive, so substitution infraction, and then something else happened. Oh, offsides. We had got him to third down. That's when Keith Holcomb came in for Mac Wilson, and we got 2 penalties in a row and actually gave Fresno State a first down. Without those penalties, that drive could have ended, and those 3 points could have been off the field, and it would have been a 3 and out. But because of those penalties, this is where youth comes in. You got to realize that, when you make penalties like this, you give the offense a chance to stay on the field, figure out what you're doing, and move the ball. That's what happened. Now, 4 minutes, 3 seconds. It's a fake Jerry Jeudy sweep. They faked the sweep to Jerry Jeudy, and then they hand the ball up inside to Damian Harris here. And so I thought it was a nice little play to kind of keep the defense off balance, give something for defensive coordinators to think about. 3 minutes, 34 seconds. Fresno still playing off. They're just playing off on a quick screen. So we quick screen to Jerry Jeudy, and he gets the first down. 3 minutes, 18 seconds. Fresno State played the run well here. Number 9 for Fresno State just can really pursue. He just flashed on film. Allison is his last name. I remember. Number 9 for Fresno State, Allison. Uh, we were running the ball and kind of got to the outside a little bit, like running back trying to make something happen, Damian Harris, and Allison comes out of nowhere and just pops him. These guys can pursue the ball. They were excited about playing Bama. That's what I'm assuming. 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Called QB option for Alabama. We did that quite a bit in this game, just kind of keeping them on, just running the ball, taking advantage of what they were giving us. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Fresno State blitz, but it was picked up nicely by the offensive line, and Jalen Hurts hit Ridley on a comeback route. Like I said, they were still playing off. You just got to run 5 yards up the field and turn around. But Calvin Ridley's route running, though, this play, I think it was the first down play here. It may have been first down. I'm not sure. It was a deeper comeback, I believe. But Calvin Ridley's route running on this play, just go watch this play. Like I said, it's 2 minutes, 12 seconds. The DB was turning up the field as if Calvin Ridley was running the street. That's just how well he ran that route and sold it. You know, when you see Calvin Ridley running, you're already afraid of his speed. So if he makes you think you're running up the field, of course you're going to start turning around and start running up the field. But Calvin Ridley stopped that motion on the dime, turn around for the comeback, and caught the ball. That's the type of route running you need to get open. He must have been watching Amari Cooper or something when he was in high school. Uh, Also on the same play, Cam Sims was coming open on like a dig slash post tap route. I don't know what he was supposed to be doing there in the middle of the field, but he was coming open. He was going to be wide open across the middle. So there were options, but it's just easy to take the comeback route. Your receiver stop moving, get the safe throw. 1 minute 49 seconds. It's an RPO here. We're doing a run pass option. Calvin Ridley is open on short hit routes. No need not to take that throw. You just take it. They keep giving it to you. You keep throwing the ball over there. 55 seconds left in the first. Watch Jalen Hurts shift Hale Hentges to the right side of the line of scrimmage, and he switched Bo Scarborough from set left to set right. You know, he's setting his protection. He's telling his guys, this is where you need to bleed. This is where the blitzes are coming from. They're overloading this side, so watch out for people coming free. Excellent job by Jalen. And because of this, the line actually blocks really well, and Jalen Hurts takes Bo Scarborough wide open on an outlet because, like I said, they're playing far off. They're playing deeper parts of the field. So Bo's like, all right, dump the ball off to Bo Scarborough. Jalen is like, all right, dump the ball to Bo Scarborough. Bo Scarborough actually makes a guy miss with the big guy over here acting like a little shifty juke slash jump move. I don't know what it was, but he makes a guy miss and he gets 8 yards. Like I said, it's just too easy not to take. It's too easy not to take. Don't force the ball down the field. Inside run for Bo Scarborough for the first down. After that, the run blocking was looking good here. They did a good job on that play. In the first quarter. Second quarter starting now. That was a long first quarter analysis. What in the world was I thinking? But I think that's where I got most of the information because I think the rest of the chapters are shorter. You're probably going to be amazed how short these go at this point because we already did all we need to do offensively. Now, a pull right. We did a run play pull right with Ross Piercebaker. He kind of came from the left side, left guard, and went to the right side. Bo Scarborough makes 2 people miss within about 2 or 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, and then he runs through the third tackler. I'm like, the third tackler for about 9 yards. Bo Scarborough is showing why, he was a coveted back, why he's so strong, what he used that body for. Great run. 14 minutes, 33 seconds. A called QB draw. That's like the third or fourth time I said that already. For a touchdown here. They just told Jalen, run with the ball. Got great push by the line, touchdown. 14 minutes, 20 seconds. Alabama's on defense after we kicked it off. Jamie Mosley is on the left side playing the jack linebacker position. Then Deron Payne. Then Josh Frazier is actually in the middle. And then Christopher Allen. So it was almost like two down tackles and 2 linebackers. Sam, Chris Allen, Jamie Mosley. Young guys. What did they do on this play? It was a stretch left run, and they actually blocked it really well. Like I said, these young guys aren't fitting their gaps as well. They're still learning what to do. even though Alabama knew where it was going, they still got 9 yards. Like I said, you got to really play your position and do your job well in order to be successful on defense. Otherwise, you give up big yards even if you know what's going on. 13 minutes, 40 seconds. Isaiah Buggs stopped running back from bouncing to the outside. He's a talented guy. I really like him the more I see him. 13 minutes, 6 seconds. Only 3 rushing linemen for Alabama. But Isaiah Buggs beat the left tackle really easily, almost just too easily. Made him look like he wasn't there. But the quarterback for Fresno State, Virgil, I think he's number 5, he missed badly on the throw. So, like I said, he had some head scratchers. You're just like, what in the world? Where are you going with this ball? 12 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Alabama on a blitz, a zone blitz here. So we're playing zone behind our blitz, but it wasn't effective as we weren't able to generate pressure. It ends up being a first down throw on the slant route. And Levi Wallace actually got a little bit hurt here as the tight end. He tackled the tight end who got the slant, and the thumb kind of hit him in the eye, but he came back soon. Trevon Diggs stepped in for him after that. But that's it. He comes back in just a little bit later. 11 minutes, 58 seconds. Like I said, the front seven is just showing his youth here. Christopher Allen flies in. He just flies into the play on a QB slash running back option kind of play, almost maybe RPO. Who knows? But I think it was a QB option here. And he crashes down on the QB without, showing respect or without reading the running back. But Ronnie Harrison makes the tackle on the edge to the running back. The running back was the one who got the ball. Christopher Allen just assumed the quarterback had the ball. Now, to be fair on this play, maybe that was intentional. Maybe Christopher Allen's job was to crash down on the QB and let the outside secondary guys play the running back, but I'm not sure. It definitely looked like he may have been a little bit over aggressive though. But who knows? It's hard to say at this point. But Ronnie Harrison on the outside, who was like stacking his receiver, shed the block and made a really nice tackle on the running back. Good job. 11 minutes, 25 seconds. The left tackle, number 58 for Fresno State, he was getting beat on this play. And it actually could have been a holding call because it looked like he dragged our guy down, but it wasn't seen, I guess. But luckily, the QB overthrows the ball here. I think he was being safe because he saw almost like a cover 2 look maybe from Alabama. And he put the ball in between the cornerback and the safety, but the safety was coming over, so the ball was kind of outside. Similar to what Francois did, I believe. 11 minutes, 12 seconds. Tony Brown is in at the star position, so we got Mika at safety up there, moving back up to the top. Moses is in at linebacker again. Christopher Allen beats the right tackle around the edge really easily. But it ended up being a bad snap. The ball kind of popped up into the air, lost some yards. The lineman had to fall on it. It was just a bad play all the way around for Fresno State. Right tackle getting beat, snap not good. It was just crazy. What was next? 10 minutes, 35 seconds. Alabama's back on the ball. Made him punt. Brought in Tua Tagovailoa. Short hitch route to Robert Foster. It seems like Tua has a kind of connection with Robert Foster here. He actually does like a little pump too to kind of trick the defensive lineman with his shoulders. He kind of goes, or even with his arm too. He's just kind of pumping, make sure the defensive lineman doesn't jump up to bat the ball. At least I think he was trying to trick the defensive lineman. He could have pumped because he was being hesitant about throwing it. But he hit it, and nice little short route, taking what the defense gives you. They were playing off. They were just playing off. So it wasn't that Jalen wasn't throwing the ball down the field. It's just that that's how Fresno State was playing defense. On the next play, it's a short stick route to Calvin Ridley on the same sideline, the same exact play. They just keep playing off. 9 minutes, 33 seconds. It was a horrible protection for Tua on this play, unfortunately, as the blitz comes completely free, and Tua can only try to dance and evade, but eventually he's just sacked because he has nowhere to go. He's not as fast as Jalen. He only runs about a 4.8 40. So it's unfortunate that the protection didn't hold up. I think Alabama was actually trying to run deeper routes on this play. You see the receivers running up the field, getting ready to make their moves or whatnot. And, just didn't have time because the blitz got to him. And this is when I noticed that Jedrick Wells actually had come in here. So Jedrick Wells is now in the game, and he's number 74. I don't know if he was in on that play where Tua got sacked. He may have been, but he definitely is in the game now. 8 minutes, 54 seconds. It's a nice check to move Najee Harris. So Tua saw this. You know, the Alabama Dable was doing a good job of teaching the quarterbacks to look at what the defense is doing. Tua moved Najee Harris from set right to set left to better position him to, on the running back sweep. So it was a sweep play to the running back and threw it to him. Nice job. 8 minutes 6 seconds. He's identifying the coverage again. Fresno State still playing 9 yards. Oh, at this point in the game, this is where I first noticed it. They actually gave Calvin Ridley or whoever this was 9 yards. They were off 9 yards. You just respect. That's just respect for your receivers. And when you know the guy's fast and you know he's going to run by you, you just don't even get up close to him. He was off the line of scrimmage by 9 yards. I hope you understand what that means. um, but then again, when I think about it, it was a 3rd and 15, so it makes sense that you don't want to be up close on them and give up an easy play down the field. But they definitely weren't challenging the receivers all day. Only one I saw really was the one on Calvin really early where Jalen kind of was too safe on his throw. Other than that, they played off. And I think that was the reason why, because Calvin really beat that guy too easily. They were trying to experiment on it, and it didn't work out. But yeah, it was 3rd and 15, so they played out. They said, we're not going to give up the first down, but that's still a lot of room to give. That gives the receiver a lot of options on how to run the route. What if he, catches the ball short and makes you miss? But they were hoping that their guys would make the tackle, so that was their game plan. But Tua, he starts moving left because he kind of feels the pressure coming. I don't know if that was Jedrick Wells giving up some pressure on that right side over there. I had to go back and look at it. So he starts moving left here. He's kind of running over there, and he sees Foster running a deeper route to the first down. And he kind of throws the ball. Remember, he's left-handed, so he's rolling left. He has to throw with his left hand. And I was kind of surprised that the ball came up short. He actually threw the ball short here. And I was like, interesting. I guess he needs to work on throwing on the run a little bit. Because I noticed it a couple of times where he threw the ball on the run, and it was a little iffy how the ball came out. So maybe it's just hard for left-handed quarterbacks to throw on the run, or at least for Tua. Either way, we'll find out. Now Irv Smith was being beat by the outside. Oh, so it wasn't him. It wasn't Jedrick Wells. Now that I know of, it was Irv Smith. That's what made Tua have to kind of run over. He was being beat by the rusher on that right side over there. And he just doesn't seem, he's not as great as the pass blocker as Hale Higgins. He's more the pass catching guy, I guess. 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Minka Fitzpatrick misses a tackle. And I was surprised. I was like, Minka doesn't miss tackles. So he missed a tackle. I was surprised. First down. Also, Levi Wallace is now, he's just playing great technique on the same play, the play where Minka missed the tackle. You just watch him over here on the right sideline, and he's just like all over receiver, kind of pressing them and backing up. Good job. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. Quick swing to nullify the rush. Gets about 9 yards here. And Minka Fitzpatrick actually shown to be a little gimpy on this play. He kind of came up a little, working his feet out. 6 minutes, 4 seconds. They try to motion a lot to confuse Bama, but they still don't get much on the play, as Jamie Mosley is actually playing zone. He plays it really well. But the tight end, the quarterback threw it to the tight end. The tight end made a great catch. Jamie Mosley actually closed in on that ball and put some pressure on the tight end before he caught it, but he still caught it. 5 minutes, 23 seconds. There's no way to run. They couldn't run the ball on him that time. And that was funny. I said at that point, I haven't said that a lot today. I'm like, man, this Fresno State team, they kind of threw us off here. But we started to clamp down on the run after that. 4 minutes, 12 seconds. Christopher Allen tries an inside move on the right tackle, and it's just completely nullified. That's one of those cases where if you're going to do an inside move, it better work. Otherwise, you're giving up the edge to the quarterback. But Isaiah Buggs beats the left tackle on an edge rush as the QB starts moving right, which if Christopher Allen had played outside, he probably could have put more pressure on him, but I can't do that right now. He slings the ball to the wide receiver on the right sideline. It was a great throw. This is where I say I don't understand why Virgil had those inaccurate passes early. Maybe he was just shaken from playing Alabama, but on this throw, he throws to the right sideline, and great concentration by the receiver to catch the ball anyway. Bounced off the tip of his fingers. Wait, is this the one where he caught it? Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't. The ball bounced off the tip of his fingers, even though this ball was just a really great throw by the quarterback. And you can't defend that if it was a completed pass. The quarterback threw the ball up the field while moving to the right sideline. Ball was in perfect position, inbound. The receiver could have caught the ball. Only one who could have caught it. The only reason why this play was developing that way is because Christopher Allen couldn't press the quarterback. So as the quarterback was rolling right, Levi Wallace, who was on this receiver who ran a short hip route, the receiver turned around and ran up the field. So Levi had to now start trailing. The quarterback put the ball in just the right place where Levi couldn't touch the ball, and the safety wouldn't be able to come over to affect the ball because it was toward the right sideline. He did that while moving right. That was an impressive throw, and the receiver just couldn't pull in that ball. You can't defend that play if it's completed. You just can't. 3 minutes, 44 seconds. Designed QB draw for the first down. I think Alabama's back on ball now, I believe. I believe that was their last. Yeah. Alabama's back on ball because that was the third down play for them. We got a QB draw here for a first down. We spread out their defense 5 wide, and our offensive line opened up a big hole. And when it's that easy, you just got to take it. 3 minutes, 19 seconds. Quick hitch to Calvin Ridley. The DBs are playing off again. Like I said, they're just playing off. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Hurts delays the snap. This is a smart play by Jalen Hurts. Shows his development to throw off the blitz. He could have called for the blitz like he usually does by clapping his hands and getting the ball. Clapping the ball and making the snap happen. But he waited, and he saw the defender kind of jump a little bit, and he threw it off, and then he asked for it, and that threw off the blitz. Jalen sees the blitz, and he could possibly throw a slant. He could have possibly threw a slant. He had 2 guys coming on the slant, but the defenders were playing off in just the right position to where they could have maybe jumped in front of the ball, but not really because he has a nice arm. But instead of risking that, he takes off in the open space to his right. It was completely wide open, guaranteed first down yardage. He got a big gain out of it. I mean, that just shows you the effect of being a dual threat quarterback. You could make this throw that's a little bit less risky. I mean, a little bit less safe than you taking off and getting 20 yards. So great job by Jalen. 1 minute, 23 seconds. Toss right to Damian Harris. It's a touchdown. At this point, he just toss right to Damian. Damian picks his hole, runs in for the touchdown. And watch the thump he gave the defender at the goal line. The defender tried to give him a hard hit. Damian Harris was like, kind of smacked him, and the defender just kind of bounced off a little bit, and Damian kind of gave him a stare down like, yeah, you thought you were going to hit me hard. Yeah, right. I thought that was funny. It's a big boy run. Also, Damian Harris, his just instincts and vision to cut inside of the outside defender. The defender was playing the outside, making sure that Damian wouldn't be able to bounce all the way to the edge pylon, the right pylon over there. But his hips would turn toward that sideline. So Damian knew that if he cut inside, the defender would have to turn his hips all the way back around to get a good tackle. He did all this, his vision instincts. Ran inside that point and was able to run into the touchdown easily because the defender, no way you can turn your hips around that fast and make a good tackle on the running back. You can't square up that quickly. Yeah, good play by Damian. Just good play. And then what happened? Oh, yeah, and then they get back on the ball, and we just stopped their running plays beforehand. They tried to run the ball, run the clock out, and we just stopped their runs in halftime. So, bam, there you go. Halftime's over. Now out to the third quarter. We start out with 2 quick passes against the Bama zone. They come out 2 quick passes. They're like, we got to get this ball out quick. We're going to let no pressure. No blitz is going to get us. In the 14 minutes, 4 second mark, so RPO from them, from Fresno State, that was snuffed out. But he had a face mask on Minkah Fitzpatrick. So Minkah Fitzpatrick got into the play, figured it out, made the tackle, but he ended up getting a face mask. So I was surprised that Minkah kind of made some mistakes in this game. 13 minutes, 44 seconds. No running room. So we actually starting to clap down and run a little bit now. 13 minutes, 5 seconds. 2 Fresno State wide receivers / tight ends. I don't know which one they were. They actually picked each other. You can watch this play. They hit each other, and they both fell down on the play. But the quarterback had time as one of them got back up, and he throws to him. But Shandian Hamilton was already running at him when the ball was released. That shows you that Shandian Hamilton has excellent eyes. He watched the play, kind of lays the boom within a second of the receiver getting the ball, but the guy did a good job, held on to it. Shandian Hamilton just can fly. The guy's quick, he can run. That's what I really like about him. 12 minutes, 23 seconds. Tony Brown's in the star position, but it was a nice protection for Virgil, for Fresno State QB, as he's able to step up into the pocket. And he throws a beautiful pass to his tight end, who was open. And, the ball's out in front, leading the guy. Tight end was open, and the guy just drops the ball. I mean, It's just rough. I'm like, you can't do that to your quarterback. He threw you the ball where it needed to be, out in front, allowed you to keep running away from the defender, and you drop the ball. That's just horrible. Good job by Virgil. Like there's some throws he made, I was just like, man, amazing. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, what was that? But this was one of those amazing ones. And it wasn't too far of a pass or anything. It's just that it was the perfect placement. Tony Brown was supposed to be in coverage, and it looked like man because I saw everybody else going with one man. So I don't know how Tony Brown got confused. Maybe his guy and another guy ran a route combination that threw him off. But he looked like he didn't really know if he was supposed to be guarding that guy, and that's why he was open like that. And I'm like, ugh, Tony, get it together. 10 minutes, 55 seconds. The hole was just too large for who's on the ball here? Was it Alabama back on the ball here? Oh, yeah. The hole that opened up by the offensive line here, it was just way too large for Jalen Hurts not to scramble for the first down. Like I said, a lot of people wanted to see us throw the ball down the field more. They're like, why did Jalen have so many rushing yards? Because Fresno State kept giving opportunities for Jalen Hurts to just run the ball up the middle, round the edge, to the side, wherever he wanted to. The holes just kept opening up. There's no point of forcing the ball into deep coverage when you got all this running room. And at that point, Alabama was like, well, they're going to give it up. Let's just keep running. So we start handing the ball off. Just start hammering into them and running the ball with Bowen and with Damian. 9 minutes, 45 seconds. Jalen Hurts is setting the protection again. Just another example of that. But unfortunately, Jonah Williams and Lester Cotton were beat on this play. And I was surprised, like, Jonah Williams, you got beat? And the crazy part is that at least Jonah Williams forced his guy wide, forced his defender to take the long path around Jalen. But because Lester Cotton was dominated by number 91, another one of those Fresno State D linemen I was talking about, um, he was dominated. The guy went right around him and got to Jalen, and he was able to wrap Jalen up as he steps up into the pocket away from the edge rusher. So I was like, man, dang. Step it up, Lester. So they were kind of switching out Lester and Womack and Jedrick Wells to see who's the best combination here. Uh, Jalen Hurts, though, to his credit, was still looking down the field while going down. Like the guy had wrapped his legs up, he's going down, but Jalen looking downfield. So this is an impressive play. And he sees Cam Sims running on a deep crossing route, and he flings the ball to that deep crossing route. But because he was getting wrapped up and going down, he couldn't put the power on it that he want because he wasn't able to set his body, and the ball comes up short. Otherwise, that would have been a complete pass for a first down. Great job, Jalen. Bad job, Lester Cotton. Great vision on that play. 9 minutes, 26 seconds. It's a blitz that was picked up. First when they tried to blitz, we picked it up, and Jalen Hurts hits Calvin Ridley on a slant route with a nice pass. It was actually a nice pass here that allowed Calvin Ridley to kind of keep going. It wasn't one of those slants where your receiver had to jump into the sky and catch the ball with his body and fall down or go low or all the other type of stuff. It actually was a good pass. But Calvin Ridley bobbles it a bit, though, and the ball pops out after he went down. And it's like, come on, Calvin, you got to catch that ball for your QB. And to be fair, maybe Jalen Hurts could have put it out in front of Calvin Ridley even more to stop the defender from having any impact on the ball whatsoever when he made the tackle. But if the ball hits you in your hands and you got a hold of it, you got to catch it. But I guess good job by the defender making the tackle and disrupting the play. Jalen maybe could have put it out to where Calvin really could have caught it like this while running. That would have been like the most ideal, the best of all possible passes on that play. But he still put it in a really nice position regardless. So you just can't complain about that throw. You just got to make the play next time. So we had to punt the ball. 9 minutes, 11 seconds. Alabama's clamping down on the run again. Like I said, after that first half of missing gaps and not doing their assignments well, kind of starting to get things together here and play the run well. Ronnie Harrison had a nice tackle on this play. 8 minutes, 35 seconds. Levi Wallace in coverage, one-on-one down the right sideline. Great job, Levi. Just keeping guys covered up. Levi, every time I talk about him, it's something good. 7 minutes, 34 seconds. Big hole for Bo Scarborough. But number 6 from the Fresno State defense, he actually popped him. When I say he put Bo Scarborough on his back, you don't hear people say that often. Bo Scarborough was put on his back by one person. Fresno State defender number 6. He hit Bo Scarborough and put him down. Bo Scarborough was running like with some acceleration, ran into 6, made him fall back and land on his butt. That's a hit. 7 minutes, 5 seconds. 2 hits. And that was at the 7 minute, 34 second mark if you want to see it. 7 minutes, 5 seconds. Let me see. Oh, Jalen Hurts hits Cam Sims on this wide open slant route here, just to get the first down, I believe. Nice play, good job. 6 minutes, 35 seconds. Two delays snap to identify that was two delays. It wasn't two delays. I'm saying two because I write down two for Jalen Hurts, so I don't have to write his whole name every time. It makes it easier to watch and write. Jalen Hurts delays the snap here to identify the blitzer. He saw the guy coming up when he was about to do the again, so he's doing a good job of making sure the defenders can't just jump that. He saw the defender coming up. He points out to him, identifies the blitzer, and goes on. Good job, Jalen. 4 minutes, 50 seconds. First bad pass of the day by Hurts. If you're going to count the conservative throw from early in the game, really, you can count that. But I'd say this is the first bad pass of the day. Robert Foster had his guy beat by a step going down the field. But Jalen just put too much air on it, and it was way too far inside. Robert Foster beat his guy. He had almost like a step or two on this play. Foster had to turn inside. What's on my eye? Had to turn inside and dive for the ball. That's just a bad throw. The ball was so far inside that the safety made a play on the ball and almost intercepted it. That was honestly Jalen's worst throw. That ball had to be to the outside. It was high enough. Didn't have to be any higher. Robert Foster had his defender beat. You put that ball to the outside, that's an over-the-shoulder touchdown catch. Jalen, when you see that play, you'll know you should have thrown that one better. Your receiver shouldn't have to turn inside and dive for the ball in the end zone. So yeah, safety almost picked the ball. Got to do better on that one. 4 minutes, 42 seconds. Number 90 from the Fresno State defense line. He beat Matt Womack immediately, but Jalen Hurts steps up, so he was able to make a pocket out of it, and he takes off for a big gain. So good job, Jalen. Good job identifying, feeling that pressure coming, running. 4 minutes, 9 seconds. Bo Scarborough. No, not Bo Scarborough. It's number 9 for Fresno State again. That Allison for Fresno State stuck the block really well to stop Najee Harris. I mean, he's just good. I like this number 9. He's a good player, man. He hit the blocker. He's like, you're not getting by me. I like this guy. 3 minutes, 2 seconds. Goal line run stuffed. Try to run with Najee here. We got stuffed. Number 9 again. It was Allison. I was like, this kid, who is this guy? Had to kick a field goal, make it 31-3. 1 minute, 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Jalen Hurts. No. Who is this? That's not Jalen Hurts. That is Tony Brown. Is in the slot. And I think he got beat. And I'm like, come on, Tony. Step it up. Stop getting beat in the slot. Like I said, I don't think his body type is really well suited for that start position. You know, I think he needs to play outside corner and move somebody else down there. 9 seconds left. Little Alabama maybe was playing something like a cover one, and Minka Fitzpatrick was kind of the high guy, the top safety on that play, where everyone's playing man. And this is actually a bad thing to say about Levi Wallace. It looked like Levi Wallace kind of lost his guy on this play. I was surprised, you know, fundamentally sound guy losing his receiver. At least it looks like that, and they got a play out of it. Now going on to the fourth quarter, Dylan Moses is on the inside blitz. Minka Fitzpatrick blitzes from the slot, from the star position, and Isaiah Buggs beats the left tackle. The QB, though, slides right, and he evades the pressure. He's looking down the field and makes a tough yet beautiful throw to wide receiver number 1 on the right sideline. The placement was perfect. It was perfect. The defender was to the left of the receiver. There was another defender coming up to smack the receiver. And he put the ball only where his receiver can get it, where his receiver can reach out and grab it with his hands, going toward the sideline while moving toward the sideline. And Levi Wallace smacked the receiver, just kind of gave him a really hard tackle. The receiver holds on, and they make a great play. A couple of throws that this QB made today that I really talked about, they impressed me. This Virgil kid, I was like, man, look at him. Good guy. So yeah, good throw and catch there. Nothing you can do to defend that play. Two throws like that he made, and that's impressive. 14 minutes 5 seconds left in the fourth. Dylan Moses is actually at the Sam linebacker position here. Jamar King is at left end, who's he's a kind of reserve backup guy, but he makes some plays down the stretch here. And he beats the right tackle immediately, but the outlet on the edge. So Jamar King actually made like a edge rush here. I was like, man, look at Jamar King get some pass rush going. But they had the outlet to the guy for 6 yards. Now, 13 minutes, 12 seconds. You know, that was the last play of the third down. Back on offense here. Tua Tagovailoa and Najee Harris is in the game. We hand off to Najee Harris, and he's bouncing off guys. He's running hard. He's happy that he's getting more carries. He wants to show what he can do. 12, and you know, he's trying to be like beast mode out there. 12 minutes, 50 seconds. Najee picks a hole, and he goes through, you know, and just makes some running yards here. Kind of, he has like a horse-like gallop on this play. I was like, it was interesting to see because he's pretty tall, though, 6'3", 226. 10 minutes, 51 seconds. Matt Womack got beat. So Tua Tagovailoa has to scramble. Well, I guess say not much. He got a couple yards, I guess, but he had to scramble. I told you he's not as fast as Jalen. But Matt Womack, because he got beat again, so this is probably one of the reasons why Matt Womack had to be moved to inside. 9 minutes, 23 seconds. Johnny Dwight, number 95, he comes through and unimpeded for a sack. They didn't even touch the guy. He just got the sack. Good job, Johnny Dwight, just making your way to the quarterback. 8 minutes, 4 seconds left. Bama's back on defense. I mean, we're still on defense here. Oh, yeah, we got on defense on the last play when Johnny Dwight got the sack. I mean, because, you know, Tua Tagovailoa had to scramble. He had nowhere to go with the ball. But, yeah, so Dwight got the sack, and then 8 minutes, 4 seconds. Bama's playing zone defense here. And Anthony Averett, this looks like it may have been a cover too, because Anthony Averett looks like he had like flat coverage. He's supposed to play the flats, but he saw his receiver run past him, and Virgil was staring at that receiver, so he figured the ball's probably coming this way. So Anthony Averett decided to trail the receiver, keep running after him, and Virgil threw the ball, and this is one of the bad plays for Virgil. And I was like, oh, so this is where inexperience comes in. He just jumped the ball, and got the pick. That's how you do it. You watch your quarterback's eyes. You use your speed because you know he runs, at least from the last spring, the previous one, he ran a 4.2, 4.28. Definitely still running 4.34, something like this. He's still very fast. He saw it, got the ball, and turned on the Jets for a really, really nice return. He didn't get the touchdown, but it was close. But yeah, this is why I say the ball has to be to the outside and high. Because Virgil, it wouldn't have been a pick if he had did what I said, because he threw the ball too far inside, which is why Anthony Averett was able to jump and intercept it, and it was underthrown, which was the main reason why Anthony was able to intercept it, because the ball was low and it was inside. All Anthony Averett had to do was just pick back up, you know, the speed and get back to the receiver, and he could just jump in front of him, which is what he did. Interception, great job, Anthony Averett. That's why your ball has to be high and to the outside. Especially when you got athletes like Alabama playing cornerback, got guys like that who can jump your ball. Ronnie Harrison was over the top too, so I think he influenced the throw. Virgil didn't want to throw the ball too far up the field because Ronnie Harrison was there who could have popped his receiver or intercepted that ball as well. So it's rough when you're playing against Alabama. 7 minutes, 27 seconds. Great protection for Tua Tagovailoa as Alabama's back on the ball as he throws. But I think he meant for this ball to hit Irv Smith on an out route in the end zone. But Najee Harris tried to catch the ball. And I was like, come on, Najee. I think the commentator said he was supposed to run the other way. I don't know. Or maybe he was just supposed to do a curl. But he definitely looked like he interrupted the path of the ball here. But honestly, because Tua's left-handed and he was throwing to the right, the ball looked like it may have been a bit too far behind. But with the mustard that he put on that ball, Irv Smith might have been able to catch it anyway, but it looks like the defender, if Irv Smith had been able to catch that ball, the defender would have been there to like take him to the ground, but it most likely still would have been a catch. So in the future, you want to see Tua throw that ball more toward the right pylon anyway, and just so the defender doesn't have any chance to impact the ball, which is the main reason why Najee probably was able to get a hand on it anyway. But even Najee, when he interfered with the ball, he had to kind of pull his hands back like this to catch it. And Irv Smith was slightly ahead of him, so Irv Smith probably would have had to kind of body his catch a little bit while getting hit. So, like I said, I think Tua really meant it for Irv Smith because he kind of got on Najee a little bit after Najee kind of dropped the ball there trying to catch it. So there you go. Uh, like I said, it's hard for a left-hander to throw right. 7 minutes, 18 seconds. Tua tried a slant to Jerry Jeudy, but it was actually good coverage by Fresno State. Good coverage. Ensuing kickoff, we actually gave up a big return, and I was like, hey. Special teams can't be breaking down over here. You got a lot to live up to. So they kind of gave us, I think, got some young guys in there. And then this shows that on defense, we brought in some young guys. Joshua McMillan's in, Shaheem Carter's in, brought Keaton Anderson in, Mickey Brown is in. So we got some guys in there trying to get some development and some depth. 6 minutes, 17 seconds. Shaheem Carter giving up the only touchdown of the day. I don't like Shaheem Carter, but I don't like him on this play. He getting turned around. The receiver ran a really nice route on him, though. He thought the receiver was going to release to the outside because of how the receiver ran his route. And Shaheem Carter turned around to the left sideline because he thought the receiver was going that way. And the receiver just ran his route inside instead. Number 7. And it was a perfect ball by the quarterback. This wasn't Virgil anymore. This was the backup, the guy who he's been rotating with in the previous game. The ball was out in front of number 7. He was able to catch the ball over the shoulder and run into the end zone for a touchdown. That's a good throw. Better route by the receiver because he made sure Shaheem Carter was nowhere near him to be able to make up the play. So Shaheem, work on not getting killed on route running. But now, so Alabama's back on the ball. 2 minutes, 53 seconds. That was the backup defense, so I'm not worried about giving up a touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa rolls left, and he dumps the ball to – no. This is the play after the play I want to talk about. 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Tua Tagovailoa, he's rolling right, and he tosses the ball right. Now, he's left-handed, so he's rolling right and then throwing the ball to the right with a left hand. That's really hard to do for a left-handed guy. It's to number 19, who I believe is Xavier Marks, who for some reason I thought was 31. Did he switch numbers again? I'm not sure. But he tosses in between the zone. And in my opinion, I felt like he couldn't get as much on it as he would have liked to, as number 19 had to stop running. But the ball was still completed before the defender got there. So it shows he has the arm strength. But I think it was just, that's one of the situations where it's hard for a left-handed passer to pass the ball right while running right. That's a hard throw to make. And he kind of has like a little weird motion when he has to roll right and throw on the run. So that was interesting to see. Maybe you guys think differently. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. 2 minutes, 53 seconds. Tua now is rolling left, and he dumps the ball down to the left to Henry Ruggs III. And it was crazy because the ball placement could have been better because Henry Ruggs had to turn around, kind of do that flip around thing. The thing that I said Jalen doesn't do anymore, where he actually leads the receiver up the field. You want to lead this guy up the field. Henry Ruggs is running this way. He kind of had to flip around and catch the ball like this, but then turns around and runs up the field for a touchdown. And the only reason he was able to do that was because Tua's arm strength. This is where you see it. It was good. He flung that ball in there, and he got there. Even though Henry had to turn around, Ruggs had to turn around, he was able to just flip right on back around because the ball got there before the defender was anywhere near and get a touchdown. Good play. Scary arm strength. Work on that placement, though. 1 minute, 11 seconds. Number 90, Jamari King. He sheds the block of the Fresno State line with all power. Just all power. He engaged him with 2 hands, pushed him forward, let him go, got to the quarterback, and got sacked. Scary play. Man, I see why they recruited this guy. And at this point in the game, Bama just playing deeper zones to prevent big plays. But we're giving up shorter gains, so they kind of got their yardage total up a little bit. Not too high, but they got their yardage total up. I just noticed that we didn't play screens, draws, QB options that well in the first half because of, the youth at the outside linebacker position. But that's okay. They're going to learn. But that's my analysis of that Fresno State versus Alabama game. It was longer than I thought it would be. But thank you for sticking with me. I'll see you for the next video, whenever that may be. Love to hear what you got to comment, what you have to say.